Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of the Off the Bench podcast with your host, Kobe Arlen.
Back.
Today, we're going to talk about some more start bench cuts. We turn this into a weekly.
Bit of a thing and a bit of a game.
Maybe we'll,
You guys can see how that our takes really are. We're really going to do it.
we'll change it up every now and then with a few different games. I feel like start bench cut is an easy one to talk about.
Yeah, it's an easy starter. Get us into a little bit of a warm-up before we make some really bad predictions. Good idea.
I'm going to touch on some of the recent NBA news.
And not so much naming or grading teams, but we're more going to go into the actual news of the NBA.
Yep.
The Grizz, their coach being fired, massive news.
Massive.
Yeah. We had the Bulls, they've been playing quite well lately, and we think we need to talk about them and where they're looking to go in the future. And then the Bucks with Dame now with his blood clot. Pretty sad.
And that, as per usual, the last 20 minutes or so, we'll talk about the UFC, what's happening, what's been happening, and see what our predictions coming up.
Fight night, UFC 314 coming up. I'm quite nervous for Alexander Volkanovski still.
As we all are.
I am absolutely nervous. So let's get into it. Alrighty, with our first part of the episode, start, bench, card.
Do you want to go first this week?
I'll go first this week. I'll know one for it.
Alright.
One actually has a player I used last week. I used him last week, but he's in one again. So I'm going to have Donovan Mitchell,
Okay.
Kyrie Irving,
Yep.
and Jalen Brunson. Well, my thing it autocorrected to James.
So we were Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving.
Start, bench, cut, current day.
Are we saying based off of this season, or are we taking
I'm taking
years into account?
on my.
We're talking more about this season, except for your all time.
I'm saying this season, but imagine Kyrie didn't get in, but we're not going to take into account his injury.
Yeah.
It's just about their seasons, their numbers, how they played.
Yep.
And if you got a team right now and they said, all right, you're in, we're going to give you Donovan Mitchell, healthy Kyrie Irving, or Jalen Brunson, also healthy.
Yep.
Who would you take? Pretty much sound. I've done this one.
Alright, I think if I was on, then I'm starting Kyrie. I think benches are hard. And
So I reckon still pretty easy.
I think I bench Mitchell and cut Bronson.
Yeah, I'll go the other way.
Yeah, I think that bench Mitchell, cut Bronson. But I'm definitely starting Kyrie, 100%.
Okay. See, I was cutting Mitchell and I was benching Brunson. Definitely starting Kyrie. As much as I said he can't take the history into account, I think if you're giving me a team, how they perform in the past is going to come into my mind.
Yeah.
Of how I'm thinking they're going to perform in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Brunson in my team, not Donovan.
Okay. I'm not sure. I think it's just,
Why did you think Mitchell is what I'm asking? What was your thought there?
I'm not sure, really. I think it's just like spur of the moment, just gut feeling. Like if you said to me I would start a team right now and the first player on my board I had to pick either Brunson or Mitchell, I think I'd lean Mitchell. I think he's a bit more proven, like as the number one guy.
I mean, Brunson did lead the Knicks last year, and
He did.
it was because of how injured they were. They didn't beat the Pacers.
He did, but that was like his first year of really doing it. Like Mitchell's done it since his rookie season, essentially, with Utah. I think he's got a little bit more experience under his belt. Yeah, I'd lean Mitchell. I'm not saying by a lot.
It's a very close conversation, I think. Yeah, and cut. But I had Brunson.
My first one for you,
All right, who you got for me?
Wemby.
Okay.
Again, counting out injuries.
Yeah.
Just how he was playing this year. Wemby, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns.
I've got to ask this question as well. You said counting out injuries, but with AD,
Yeah.
he is injured so often.
Yeah.
Am I counting out all of his injuries are just going off talent.
Yeah, which going off for this season. And this season, before he got injured in that Mavs game, he has been pretty healthy. I don't think he missed that many games before he got traded.
No, he didn't.
And he's looked all right since he's come back. They're 4-0 since.
I was just wondering because I was thinking, like, if I'm starting a team,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll, like, in my head, it would have been an easy cut for AD for a injury purpose of the black.
Not we just get.
Like, he breaks the other knot in more. I was like,
Let's say you whoever you pick,
not going to get injured.
not get in.
I'm going to start Wemby,
Mm-hmm.
bench AD, cut Cat.
Really? Okay.
I think,
Similar to you, I had it the other way around. I benched Cat and I cut AD.
see, in my head, though, I thought, okay, both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
AD is much better than Cat on the defense side of the ball.
Cat's been better this year though.
Better than he was, though.
Yeah.
And he wasn't good,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think we're forgetting how good AD is as a defender.
Oh, he's good.
He's a very good defender. So I took that into account. He's good on both ends. And when I'm starting a team, center is probably one of the most important position defensively.
Yeah.
If you have a strong interior defense and you're pushing teams out to the 3-point line, most teams will struggle against you.
Yeah.
Most teams. Not my Celtics. We thrive. But, and I think Wemby's also a better defender than Cat.
I would start Wemby.
Yeah, I'm just saying that in my mind, because I value defense so much for the center, Cat's out for me.
Okay.
Cat would be my client.
Okay. I mean, I say like, you could go either way.
Yeah.
I would pick Cat. I think he's just had a really good year. I think he's been the next best player in the season.
I will say though, AD, he hasn't taken the reins. He never took it from LeBron like he should have. Perfect world, AD took the reins from Bron in 2020. He should have won Finals MVP, but he didn't take the reins off Bron.
No.
Like, Bron was still the number one guy.
Well,
AD should have taken that off him.
and Bron was saying for 3-4 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that 2020 championship, Bron got Finals MVP because AD still didn't take the reins off it. Whereas AD should have, from there and onwards, taken the reins off, said, I'm going to be number one with a beast behind me as my number two option.
Yeah.
That was leaning against him. But I got Wemby over AD. Okay.
Yep.
We go my three. Moving on, I got the next one.
Yeah.
I think this is a hard one. I know this is very hard.
Hit me.
Tyrese Maxey,
Okay.
Jamal Murray,
Okay.
Jeff Hart.
Maxey, Harden, and
Murray. Yeah.
Start Harden, bench Maxey, cut Murray.
Rare.
I don't think that's as hard as you make it sound.
That's hard.
Two of them are all stars. One of them isn't.
One's champion.
Yeah. But if we're not talking about that. We're talking about individual players.
Yeah. But like,
And
I don't know. I think it's harder than you think it is.
nah.
So who did you have started? Yeah.
He's still the best of the three.
He's my best of the three.
He's still the best of the three. And Maxey
I think it's close than I had the same list.
Maxey clears Murray.
I think I have the same list, but it's closer than you think.
No chance. Maxey clears Murray.
He's close than you think.
Right. Murray's a good player, but he's very good. But he's not better than Maxey.
I know it was Lakers Murray.
Oh, but that is number one. That is number one.
Lakers Murray's a beast.
But if you're just saying, I don't know, I think if you're a GM and you're starting a team, you've got two All-Stars and then you've got Jamal Murray, who are you leaning towards?
I just think it's closer than you think as well. I'd said I have the same list.
Yeah.
I just think it's closer than what you're giving it.
I don't think it's that close.
Like, I thought it is, and I was like, that's a toughie.
No, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't think it's that close. Like, Jamal.
Backup one. Since just, I have a backup one. I feel all-time.
I'm all-time.
I love these all-time ones.
I can tell.
Isaiah Thomas, Pistons. Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
John Stockton, Steve Nash.
Stockton, Nash, Thomas.
Yeah.
That one's hard.
Yeah. one champion. One's the all-time leading assists. The other one, Steve Nash. 2-time MVP.
I think that there's Stockton 1, Nash 2, Thomas 3.
Hmm.
I think that's what I was laying for this one.
Thomas 2.
I don't think if you go wrong in this one, but like they're all
I think
Hall of Famers for a reason.
well, all famous. The way I think of it is Isaiah Thomas won 2 championships in an era that had Lakers, Celtics, and Jordan.
Yeah.
Stockton would have had 2 championships if it wasn't for Jordan.
Yeah.
He's the all-time leading assist leader. Shit. There are neighbors. All-time leading assists. Steve Nash, I think, for me, like he's got 2 MVPs, right?
Yeah.
They're both a bit controversial.
They are.
And that's what that's his accolades.
Yeah.
So that's where I would have Stockton, Thomas, Nash.
So I'm not even really taking, whenever we do any of these start bench casts, if we're just doing individual players, I'm not really taking championships into account.
I think it's a big thing though.
I think it's something they might be. I think it's big. I think
Championships are quite important.
but going back to the last one that we had, just because Jamal Murray won a championship, in terms of basketball, he's not on the same tier of those other 2 guys. He's not on the Harden Maxey tier.
I would say he's very close to it on that tier. And I think winning a championship is quite big. If you're a number 1 or number 2.
Yeah. I don't even know if he was consistent number 2 for that playoff run.
For that playoff run, he was. Yeah.
But look at everyone else they had on that team.
They had a very good team, but he was their number 2. I'm just saying, like, I think championships didn't matter. I think winning the championship is hard. Very hard.
Yeah.
You only get 1 champion.
Yeah.
And the reason I brought up Thomas's championships especially is because of how hard it would have been for him to win.
They weren't easy, and they were important. But in a start bench cut, I'm taking personal accolades at championships.
It would have been in the dream team if it wasn't for Jordan.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I would say Isaiah Thomas 2 for me is just, I just think he's a better player than Nash.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, that's fair. But
That's just the way I'm leaning. Yeah. You can go on your start bench cut.
alright. This one,
Yeah.
it's not all time. Oh, it is a little bit actually.
But so I'm taking their careers into it. Do you want me to do this off careers?
It's duos. Okay, so I've got 3.
So Connor is there for group chat.
Yeah, so I've got 3 from duos. And I just want you to take into account the times that they played together. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
So we've got Bron and Wade,
From where? Yep.
Miami.
2 championships, 4 years.
We've got Bron and Kyrie.
Okay.
And we've got Bron and Haiti.
I was about to say, so it's going to be a bronze. That's a one. Hey, so I like this, but
It's a bronze fair.
so when you think of the athlete, so Wade, 4 years, 4 NBA finals,
Yeah.
2 championships. Then Kyrie, 1 championship. And they had together 4 because Kyrie left.
They'll do the
15, 16, 17. 3 years, 3 finals. And
I don't think there was 3 finals. Because there was
2015, 2016, 2017. They lost their body last year.
yeah.
From 1 to 8 in a row. Finals. They won 1, but that was a 3-1 comeback.
Yeah.
And then 80 is the 1 championship in 1 year.
Yeah.
I think that's a clear cut. 80 Bron.
Yeah.
It's the worst version of Bron. Out of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Minus 2011. So it's the worst version of Bron.
Mm-hmm.
And 80 isn't as good as Kyrie. D-Wade at that point, yeah, I wouldn't say he's as good as D-Wade either. I didn't really watch D-Wade then and Bron then. Like, I wasn't really into the NBA that much then.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm coming off this one with the D-Wade LeBron, isn't it? I was watching the game at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
It's my eye test, isn't it? But I will say, I think I think I have Bron Wade first, starting them.
Mm-hmm.
Benching Bron Kyrie, cutting Bron AD.
Okay. I also am covering Bron AD, but I started Bron Kyrie because I think the difficulty of that championship in 2016 is so hard.
Yeah.
That I think it ranks above the block.
I could see that. I would also say that Bron and Wei were so good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they won those 2 years. They almost lost one of them. 2013 was the Ray Allen shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was two-time MVP Bron. That's kind of hard as well, because I'm also taking into account Bosch without meaning to, because like part of that was like it was a trio, not a duo, which is kind of making it hard. I couldn't say it. I might actually flip him, but then I'm also thinking like, yeah, the difficulty of that championship was harder. They came back from 3-1. That's really cool, but they were also down 3-1.
Yeah, but does it matter if you were down if you ended up winning the series?
I think so, a little bit. Yeah, I count it.
I think if they
If
lost it, you can take it into account.
I would say a team that wins him, like if they beat them 4-2.
Yeah.
I know the story isn't as good. I just 3-1 down. But I would say it's better than winning up to 3-1 down, because it's like, well, why did you go down 3-1? You know what I'm trying to say there?
Well, because they weren't the better team. And that's what I mean. Like, if you go look at their unders, like Bron and Kyrie in that series.
It was them two that won the series.
It was there too.
Oh, I might actually flip it, because I keep thinking about Bosch as well.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that it's a trio that won those championships, like duo. And they had Ray Allen. Yeah, I'll flip him, because it's more of a duo, Kyrie Bron.
Yeah.
Wade Bron wasn't really a duo.
No, it was a duo.
It was a duo, but like, the Miami team was better than the Cavs team.
Overall?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, and their competition wasn't as hard. 2017 definitely was hard as 2017's team.
No.
That they had to play. Not against that was a respawn. And I get it was a 73-9 Warriors. Yeah. And then Kyrie's injured in 2015. Halfway through the series in game 2, man.
Yeah. And there was no Kevin Love.
Well, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'll flip them. I'm going to have Kyrie and Bron first.
Mm-hmm.
D-Wade, Bron second.
Yeah.
AD, Bron third.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be my 3. Yeah. You change my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good. I was going to say, like, I think you have to start up Bron and Kyrie and that. I think as a duo, they're the best.
Yeah, I had to flip them. Yeah.
Right. All right. Next up, we have
moving on.
the Grizzlies.
All right, I had this thought about this. I'm not happy.
Fiery Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah.
Less than a month out from the start of the playoffs. And I've seen a couple of reports pop up here and there talking about how Ja was unhappy with his mentality sometimes, that he wasn't always into it, that he looked a bit, he was a bit lazy with some of his play calls. Apparently Ja said that Jenkins wasn't a fan of the way the offense was run.
Mm-hmm.
Can
I just add his thoughts? I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Okay.
I'm not happy. So, I've got a couple of points.
Okay.
Number one, you do not fire your coach a month out from the playoffs.
No.
How are you going to succeed in the playoffs?
No.
A month out. After the season.
I haven't even seen them or a post or anything about them hiring anyone yet.
That's what I mean. Like, what, they're doing off an assistant coach coming into the playoffs?
Well, they would go, one of their assistant coaches.
Like, that's not going to work. You're probably going to come up against LeBron and the Lakers and Doncic in the first round. How are you going to come up against an IQ like Bron without a head coach?
All right, well, Grizzlies, one of their assistant coaches has stepped up.
Yeah.
With 9 games left in the season.
Yeah.
Taylor Jenkins emerges as a contender for the Wizards head coaching job.
And I also say,
and he's not a bad coach.
No. Like, he's had some good years with that Grizzlies team.
100%. Especially dealing with all the adversity like that. It's not like they've been healthy every year. Like, he's had to deal with some stuff.
I don't like that they're firing him, and the report is Ja doesn't like his mentality. Because then in my eyes, I'm going, well, I'm sorry, but Ja, you've had time off the game twice because of your own mentality. because you thought it would be funny to wave a gunner out, and you got suspended twice. So if you're going to judge someone else for their mentality, that's not fair, because your own mentality up to this season, even when you missed 25 games, wasn't all in. Because if you were all in, you wouldn't have done that stuff to get yourself suspended the second time. Maybe the first time was a mistake, but then you get a talking to, you get look, man, you can't do this anymore, and you do it again.
I'm very 50-50 on the whole jar thing. I was like, why not how? It was a very silly decision what he did, but
I would excuse him one time. The fact that you had to sit down with Adam Silver, he pretty much said, mate, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you went and did it again,
yeah.
that's what that engages me. You get the benefit of the doubt and you do it again.
Yeah, it wasn't the smartest one did
No.
half. I also think a lot of it is because of the people he was around.
Yeah.
That doesn't excuse it.
I don't think it explains it at all.
I think, I don't know, I'd need to look more into it about what Jar actually said, because I think if he's talking about Taylor Jenkins being half, 1 foot out the door some games, and some games ran all him, I would need to see more about that stand.
But all I'm saying is, if you're the GM,
I just think you would say, look,
Ja Morant
is the best.
Yeah, and you're taking Ja Morant's viewpoint of, I don't think his mentality is all in. I don't like his mentality. That's stupid, because Ja has shown himself that he wasn't all in this season, and he's made his own stupid mistake that suffered their team.
Well, that wasn't this season, it was last.
25-game ban.
Yeah.
But didn't he get banned at the start of this season? Thought it was this season.
He was hurt. It was considered a lot this year.
Well, anyway, it happened twice. I'm not happy, and I also like this notion that players get the coaches fire.
Well, there's one point that I had, which I'm kind of thinking about. All right, whenever you hear about anything to do with the Grizzlies, Ja is usually the scapegoat, right? Yes, because he's the best player. Yes, it's because he's the leader of the team. But whether it's good or bad news, most of the time it revolves around him, right?
And that's because he's the star.
Exactly. So what I'm thinking is that maybe it wasn't just Ja. Because when you look at that team, they seem to have been pretty tight-knit group.
Yeah.
There could have been the whole team saying those things, but the media has just chosen to pick Ja out because that's what's going to get the most clicks.
So you've also got a guy who's in the deep weight conversation. So I feel like, imagine the clicks you get if you had Ja and Jared Jackson Jr. to get the saying it.
But yeah.
You know, like both of them to get, like, if they're that tight-knit, they both probably would have said it because they're both the stars. I just don't like this notion as well that you can fire a coach off the players. Like, it's kind of like the coaches. I don't love firing a coach and none of the players getting any blame. Like, when a team goes badly and they just don't fire the coach and they keep the team the same. Anyway, how are you expecting to turn anything around?
That's always going to be a thing. It always has been, it always will be. Doesn't make it right.
Like, because the coach isn't the one on the court. The coaches are making the mistakes. Coaches are missing the shots. The coach isn't letting other teams make the shots.
I think
So for me, I realize the whole thing that the coach gets also the blame.
no, they shouldn't get all of it,
But they get majority.
they are a large part.
They're a large part, but not as big a part as the players. And I think they get more of a blame than the players do. And you never hear coach get praised like the players do. When they go really good, you don't hear him, okay, so you're doing really good. How much have you heard about the coach in comparison to the players?
He's a leader in coach review discussions.
How much have you heard about him in general media?
Personally, a decent amount, but that's because
You're an OKC fan?
yeah,
I don't have one bit about it.
yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
I see your point.
My Celtics are going good. In comparison, I feel like Joe Mazzulla gets more credit than most coaches.
Yeah.
Still no comparison to the players. How much they get.
Oh yeah,
But when they go badly, who do they blame? They blame the coach.
you know why?
Yeah, but as soon as they go badly, who do they blame? The coaches. That's why I like, if you get, like, usually, like, when it comes to the superstar, they get all the praise and all the blame.
Yeah.
That's not the same with the coaches and players, though. Players get all the praise. The coach gets most of the blame. Not all of it, but most of it. But they're also lacking in everything.
They are also the one, and they're the easy decision.
Yeah,
Right.
but on this side, I don't like it. I don't love it. So I'm not happy with this whole thing. I think it's too late. you do it after the season. You don't do it during the middle, like 10 games left.
No, I think timing wise, it's terrible.
Timing is horrible.
Timing is terrible.
Right now, the reason we 2 weeks till the playoffs.
Yeah, if we're going off the reason we have right now, it's horrible. Until like more reasoning comes out that makes it more okay, I might change my mind. But off the reasoning we're getting right now, that Jar doesn't like his mentality, don't like it.
I still think that could be a whole team thing, and they're just using Jar.
That's why I said unless it changes.
Because
But right now,
I doubt you're going to fire your coach. Like, yes, he's a star player, but I doubt you're going to fire the coach off of one person.
that's what I'm saying right now. Of what they're saying right now, if I take it off face value, kind of like on M,
Yeah.
I'm not very happy.
Yeah.
I'm not jazzed about it.
I don't know. My biggest thing is just the timing. I think it doesn't matter how bad the situation. Oh, well, I mean, it does to an extent, but unless the situation is like atrocious,
Yeah.
and you have a situation like, I'm trying to think of like a recent coach. What was the Celtics game?
Ime Udoka.
Yeah, like the whole cheating scandal thing. I think unless you have that
His was like what? He was sleeping someone's wife.
with one of the coaching staff or something. But I think unless
So was it like one of the owners or like the GM, somewhere
I think
like around often. I know that.
yeah, it was someone else in the staff. But I think unless you have a situation like that, you could have just waited until afterwards. Like, like if it because they didn't want his offense.
Like Jar obviously thinks this year's a write-off. Like the team, if they're like the Grizzly organization, if they're willing to fight their coach down, they must already think this year's a write-off.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it if you think you're a chance of championship. I just don't love it.
It's just a weird situation. Well, yeah,
Don't love it.
it's a weird situation.
But we're going to move on to happier times. Happier times. The Bulls. They've been quite good recently.
They have been.
Kobe White's been good. Giddy's been good. Giddy hit that sick ass half court with Braun in his face, which was just amazing. I absolutely loved that. Dan absolutely loved it.
It was a great shot.
Dad's a massive LeBron hater, and he absolutely loved every bit of that. I was like, mate, you've got to stop.
Well, listen, hear me out. Let me start this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Because as someone that had Josh Giddey on their team for
Me,
3 years.
oh, you should have heard our conversations in the offsets and
Listen.
when he got traded away, the things you said.
Oh, I was happy, right? I was happy. Okay.
I thought you already won the championship.
I'm glad he's playing well.
Hmm.
I never had a problem with him as an individual player. But
His fit wasn't great.
the way that OKC is set up, it wasn't going to work.
No, because he was too much of he's an on-ball player. He doesn't shoot particularly well.
He's not a golf ball guy at all. No, like, and he kind of had to get that last. So to see him play,
Yeah.
even just not even just comparing last season to this season, but the start of this season to how he is now, are like massive improvements. You can see his confidence is like, it's back. Because last season, yes, there was a lot that happened, but his confidence wasn't there. He never had it, but you can see it's back, and I love the way he's playing. Like, it's so good to see. And Kobe White as well.
Yeah.
Good Kobe White's a bucket. I don't know, underrated this last week. And it's on. He might just be evenly rated now because
He's got quite well. It was underrated last week because he was kind of coming not from nowhere, but like from where he was playing to what he is now.
Well, he won Player of the Week as well. So he got Player of the Week for the Eastern Conference. He's playing amazing. I think the Bulls are 9-1 in their last 10.
Yeah.
They've kind of found a shot.
I don't know if they're 9-1.
I'm pretty sure they're
I don't know. I'm looking at something else right now that's kind of interesting. Because we were going to go into what should they do in the off-season, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had something written down. And now that I'm looking at this, I always want to change what I wrote.
What are you looking at?
So, first of all, I thought, okay, what do they need? They need a star. Like, imagine if they had a star on their team now, with the pieces of my Kobe White and Giddy around them, how much better they'd play, right?
I'm thinking opposite direction.
But, or because if you go deep in the playoffs, who you're going to really rely on is more what I was thinking.
You know, I'm relying on. You think I'm thinking rebuild for them. I'm not thinking going to start.
When we said what should they do in the offseason, I was thinking, how do they win now? How do they get better now? I said, okay, if they were looking to get better now, what should they do? Because there's always if we want to rebuild, go get picks, stuff like that, right? But I'm thinking, okay, what happens if I wanted to turn this team around and play really good now?
Okay.
That's more now. I took it.
Yeah.
What would I do? What steps would I take to get into the playoffs now? I'm looking at this. So, their points per game, 6th in the game. Rebounds, 5th. Assists, 5th. Field goals made, 8th. Field goal attempts, 4th. 3-pointers made, 3rd. 3-point attempts, 2nd. Their offensive numbers, quite good. You know? Free throw percentage, 4th. Defensive rebounds, 5th. They have pretty, good
Numbers.
numbers offensively.
Yeah.
Here's defensively. Their opponent ranks
Like defensively, they're atrocious.
28th, 29th, 28th, 30th, 28th, 22nd, 29th, 28th.
Yeah, defensively,
So,
they're
Now I'm like, okay, I broke start. Maybe I just need to build defense around their team. Like, they need probably two guys that have good defense on that team.
Yeah.
2 more. Whether that's one starter, one bench player, one off the bench, like the 6th man being a really good defender at the start. So now my question to you is, if that's the case, they look at the 2 defenders, what 2 guys do you reckon could fit well?
On this current roster?
On this current roster. I can get the roster up if you'd like. Lonzo.
Well, I wasn't ready for this question. I didn't have anyone written down. I didn't know.
No, I think it's a good question because there's no one written down. It's a bit raw. Because I thought to myself, who would I have?
Okay.
I'm thinking around the league.
Well, I'm just looking at their roster currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've got a good 3 or 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
Kobe White, Giddy,
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Buzelis. I love Marcus Buzelis. Yeah, that's awful. That's fun to look at there. That's a young trio.
Yeah, because you look at the young guys.
Yeah, Alan Floyd. That you go forward is what you look at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thing number 1, and I've been thinking this for years. Hang on, they need to get Vucevic.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't fit
He needs
the system. He's not a good defensive center.
And as I said before, I bet he defects at a center role a lot.
I think they had someone in Daniel Gafford, currently plays for the Mavericks. They traded him away maybe like 3 years ago now. And I just think that current version of him on this roster, what is well, he's a defensive anchor, he's athletic, he's a lob threat. That's kind of all you need.
Yeah.
Like if you're this Bulls team, you want an athletic center that can push the pace, play defense, and catch lobs. I think Gafford would be perfect, and they had it, and they traded it away.
What about, so you trade away Vucevic with Lonzo.
With Lonzo,
Yeah, you give away Lonzo.
I don't think, didn't Lonzo just sign an extension?
don't know.
Because if I did, then he can't trade him away.
I don't know if they hit it. If you did, maybe not. But I'm going off if you didn't, right?
He did,
You did?
yeah. So you can't trade Lonzo.
So I was going to say, you give away Lonzo, you give away Vucevic, you could probably get a decent center on the defensive end.
I would say you can.
What about a player who you could get Robert Williams, top player like that. Used to play for the Celtics.
That mold, you'd be great.
That's what I'm saying.
But you wouldn't play him because he plays 15 games a year and then...
I know, I'm just talking about that mold and player.
Well, that's what I mean by Gafford, bro. I think Gafford's perfect.
Yeah.
Should I wish they Gafford.
How?
How would you get him?
I mean, you can't.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, you can't give away Vucevic and get him. You'd have to give away so many picks. Like, you could get... Like, a Gobert wouldn't really fit, I don't think.
Who?
Gobert.
No.
I don't think he'd fit.
No. That's what you need. You need a young, athletic big that can play defense, catch wolves. That's it. Right. That's it.
Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes would be alright.
As well as Hayes.
So like an entry level sort of thing.
That's what I mean. Like, you get him in there, you develop him a little bit.
Especially with how he can Iron Hayes as well.
Seeing as soon as you said lob throw, I was like, Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes would be a good one to get in there. You might get Dalton connect with him because they want to get rid of him.
Yeah, apparently.
So if you got like a Dalton connect and you got a Jackson Hayes, I mean, I don't think the Lakers are stupid enough to get Vucevic.
Well, no.
But
The Lakers...
that type of mold of those two players coming in would be very helpful, I think, for the
For the Bulls.
They're not getting rid of anything. I think, yeah, for the Bulls, a center that's a lob threat. Athletic plays defense.
And then free agency. Who's a free agent this year?
This off season.
Where do we get that?
It's over there. And I'm next year. Oh, it's a free agent. Free agent trucker.
Okay. What about, let's say they need to sign 2 players, right? I'm saying they need 2 players. Who can they sign?
Yep. John Collins sticks out to me.
Yeah.
Maybe not on the defensive side, but he's what you need on offense.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, though. Defensive side, you get a guard, right? I'm looking at the guard right now.
I wouldn't be looking at guards at all.
Well, I'm only looking at this one because he kind of sticks out to me. It's on defensive, good head, Paddev. As like just around the team, he would help.
I mean, he was there and it already.
I don't know. But that type of player who's a bit older, good on the defensive end. Other than that, I mean, Ocho Anunoby, but he re-signed to the Knicks.
If I were the Bulls and I looked at free agents and I said, I want 2 people,
Yeah.
I would look at, if I was looking, because they probably want vets, right? They've got a bunch of young guys. They want some older guys. I'd be looking at Steven Adams as one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd be looking at Steven Adams.
Yeah.
And I would be looking at someone like Dorian Finney-Smith, Dennis Schroeder, if you want that vet. It's a bit gritty. Could even look at Kelly Oubre could be a good signing.
Yeah.
There's a couple options though. Options.
I mean, I'm just having a look.
On offense, they want someone that doesn't need the ball in their hands because they want it to okay ball. I want him kitty.
They help with that, just on Steph. Off the ball.
Jesus.
Imagine that. It's like the best effort ever. Yeah, I agree. I think there's not that much this offseason.
This offseason's very wave guard heavy.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Very guard heavy.
Marcus Morris Sr.
I don't even think he's on the team at the moment.
I'm looking through who hasn't signed a deal yet, and there's not that many. I'm like, yeah, there's really not much going around, eh?
All right, well, let's have a chat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Bucks.
The Bucks, yeah, I feel bad for Carl.
Let's.
Then who's good at dark horse?
Damian Lillard out for the season. Same thing that when we had get banned from Moses.
It's weird that that's happened twice the 1 year.
Has.
Yeah.
But it is something that happens. It's recoverable, right? Amen Thompson had it last season, and
We're in agreement with that.
and he's fine this year, right? Like I don't think it's something to worry about as much as people make it sound because it's what caused Chris Bosh to retire. Okay. So I think people look at that because it's such a big scenario.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, cause retirement. Wemby has it. Dane has it.
He's done. Yeah.
They're done. But it's not as bad as people make it sound.
But it makes it hard for the Bucks this year. I'm sad for him.
Well, I'm thinking less about this year. Like, obviously, they're going to struggle, right? That's a big player. Just go on.
They're bummed. Those ratings are dead.
I'm thinking more about the end of season. Does this mean that Giannis wants out? Because there's been a few things pop up talking about how if Giannis doesn't see Milwaukee as a future contender,
He'll want out.
he wants out and he wants to go somewhere that is.
Yeah.
Dame's out. It's not looking good. The rest of the team isn't the best. They don't exactly have draft picks going forward. They don't have a whole lot going in terms of younger players that look great.
I think that
They're kind of stuck in they're stuck in this middle of
they kind of got Dame, and because they got Dame, they traded away any future they had.
Yeah.
And depth they had. That's their biggest thing. I don't have depth.
Well, I think even looking at some trades that they did, I think I understand why they wanted to get rid of Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not reliable anymore.
I think they lost. Losing Drew Holiday hurts.
Yeah.
It's a big hurt.
Yeah.
Like, he's that role player who really helps.
Well, when he was with the Bucks, he wasn't even a role player. He was a star still.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even now, I'm looking at him now as, like, more of a role player. or good star.
He still would have been great.
Like that's what you need on a team around a star.
Yeah.
Superstar by that.
I mean, trading for Tom Kuzma wasn't the best decision.
No, I didn't like that.
That was a very lateral move.
Yeah.
Because they traded away AJ Johnson, who was one of their young players, and he'd been playing all right on the Wizards.
I don't think Christmas. Oh, he's good. I think he was good on the bad team.
Yeah.
He's one of those ones. He has numbers on that.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I think trading for 2 he used to carry lateral move.
What are you thinking about Giannis? Where will he look to go? If you had to name a couple of teams that you were like, this is where Giannis would go, and they have the pieces to get him, that's the hard bit. Because when you got a guy like Giannis, when he wants to get traded,
Yeah.
they could give up so much that you almost lose all that depth.
We've got to think you've got to think about players, picks, and you need the money to
That's about right. And the money. That's the big one.
One that
You need a bad contract.
One that I had until recently.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Giannis getting traded is a thing that pops up every season.
Yeah.
I had the Warriors up there. I was just
the Warriors.
they had the contracts in Wiggins.
They're real.
Then paid. No, that's what I mean. Like they were one of those teams that I reckon could have gone until they decided to go and get Jimmy. Now that they have Jimmy, they're out of the race, right? They're not going to go and get.
No.
I don't even know where you could send him.
So it's a hard one trading.
Like,
Or no, it wouldn't really work.
like you need a team that has decent young players, because if the Bucks are going to want anything back, they're going to want something. Because at the moment they've got outside of Giannis, they have Dame, Kuzma, a 38-year-old Brook Lopez, and I've got Gary Trent Jr.
Look,
Like,
I don't think the other player I'm thinking of in this trade would like this at all. He would reject it massively, right?
mm-hmm.
But like, would a trade with Phoenix help? KD wants out. I know KD would hate it. KD would do not send me there. Money-wise, it would match up. Would it look good with Devin Booker and Giannis together? Don't know.
Well, at the end of the day, you can always make a three-way contract. You don't have to send Kevin Durant to Milwaukee. You can send him wherever, really.
Because I was thinking KD, right? Each of the Suns then, get away KD, you get Giannis. You pretty much don't really give up much else, I think, KD.
Yeah.
To get Giannis, it's a really good result. After that, you get rid of Beal. You get...
Well, Beal's a hard one, right? Because
Beal's a hard one.
he has to say yes because he's got that no trade clause.
Yeah.
So, wherever you send him, you would be like, yes, I will be there.
And then there's also, you send him away. You can get depth off him. Then all of a sudden, the Suns are looking real good.
I don't
know if that's I don't know it'll work.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't
think it happens.
Not do it. I just saw Kennedy's name and I was like, that would work if all parties agreed.
You know where I could see?
Where?
Houston.
See that?
They've got the money.
They've got the youth.
They've got picks. They've got the young players.
Also, Fred VanVleet get paid.
Like $45 million.
There you go. That's the contract there. I reckon you'd have to get real.
You go Fred VanVleet. You throw in Jabari Smith. You throw in...
Would you get Rich Shingu? Okay, here.
No, you can keep him 100%.
I'm just thinking like position-wise and everything.
Yeah, you'll keep him there. You get rid of Jabari Smith.
But what if the Bucks would up we need shake do if you just try and...
I think if you offer them enough picks, right, from VanVleet, who they'll probably reroute somewhere else because they have Dame. They don't need Dame and VanVleet.
Yeah.
So let's say VanVleet for the money.
Yep.
Dylan Brooks, Barry Smith. It'd probably be a crazy amount of first round picks.
Oh, be like a Thunder Paul George type of thing.
Yeah. I think that's something hypothetical that could happen.
What about
there's only so many teams that have the assets that Giannis would be worth,
and still be able to be a contender. Knicks maybe potential.
No, they won't do Knicks.
I don't think they'll do it, but like when it comes to money, when it comes to players, stuff like that,
yeah,
it's probably one of the only other teams that might match up a little bit.
You go Houston.
3 yards is near it possible.
You could go, just the amount of stuff you have to give up.
So hard to do.
And I say stuff because it is everything. It's players, it's picks, it's money, it's everything. Like the amount of stuff that is in days.
It's gonna be a toughie.
I'm even saying But Houston's probably in the best position to do it, and I could see if they can say,
I could see it happening. I could see it working. Houston be out contender straight away.
especially with the way they're playing. Like, it all just matched
Perfect sounds.
all depends on what they give up.
We need to move on though. We need to move on. We got maybe 5-10 minutes. We got probably 10 minutes down.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the UFC.
So
UFC 314 is coming up.
Mhm.
Jeff Neal cancelled.
Jeff Neal injured.
Yeah.
Carlos Prates now has no opponent. I have not seen that fight's been cancelled yet, though.
I
I have.
I'm pretty sure it's being done.
Is it?
I saw a card when I was watching the fight on the weekend. And the card came up, UFC 314, and down the bottom it said Neal Prates cancelled.
But is that due to that data, or is that just saying
He was due to the stay that's looking for a new opponent, or it just said cancelled.
Yeah.
And it already had the card lined up with 6 fights. So I thought it looked bad.
okay? Because I saw a post this morning going about potential replacements.
I hope it's true.
I hope so as well.
I heard I was a little bit bummed out when I saw that. I was like, okay, so fair. It's a little bit shitty.
He tweeted out, Carlos Prates tweeted out that he has big news coming. Which, I mean,
Unless they put him on the next card or something.
unless,
Just a potential.
I mean, who knows,
It
right?
might be easier for all parties.
He's got, already, I think if your fight gets called off and you tweet out less than 24 hours later that you've got big news coming soon, something's happening, right? That's a bummer. I was super keen to that fight. To talk about it a decent amount last week. Another fight that's been called off, just to quickly steer away from 314, Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah.
Because that one was of the fight night.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Roundtree will still fight just versus a new opponent.
Yeah, who does he fight though? Cause that was a good one for like, all right, you had a really good fight against Pereira. He lost, he got TKO'd, we get that. Bummer. He still had a good fight. He looked good for 3 rounds.
I think other than
And gassed out.
in terms of Pereira's title fights,
Like his tough ones.
Roundtree looked the best.
He rocked in.
He looked the best.
He looked real good, except when he lost. Pereira once.
Well, yeah.
What I was thinking, like, this is a good fight for Roundtree. Is like, go beat Hill, and we're gonna keep you in this contenders conversation
Yeah.
all the time. Who do you give him? Do you give him a Yuri?
See, I don't
I don't give you a no. I was fine, Martin. You see, I don't think Yuri says yes.
I don't think you says yes to that.
I know, like, that would be the next spot that would make sense in that respect.
I think they just give him someone because the event's it's gonna stay on, right? Like you're the main event. You're not just gonna
Still a few weeks away.
You're not just gonna it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, so we still got a little bit of time. Let's go to rankings. I look at the rankings.
Yeah,
Little Roundtree 7, right?
you could do an Alexander Bafich fight.
Just thinking that, or Blachowicz.
No, he just fought on the Edwards card versus Olberg. Tried to pick that. So he's not gonna fight already.
Olberg's 3, yeah, next one. No, Jamal Hill, who just cancelled. And then there's Yuri Alex.
Yeah. Neither of those guys are gonna do
It
it.
has to be Rakic or Prochazka. I don't think Yuri's going to say yes.
Well, they're not only was done up, right? Like,
Otherwise, he has to go backwards, and I don't think he would do that.
you've got Ruzdemir, you've got Johnny Walker at 9 and 10. Right? Because Dominic Reyes is fighting him 3-4, so he's not gonna come up.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with that.
I
don't know what you do with that one. You can't like Belfon's young one.
I think if you're dating, you're just hoping Yuri says yes. But people that watch wise, Yuri versus Roundtree sounds a lot better than anything else.
It does. You're so it.
You're just hoping he says yes. I don't think he will.
I don't even think Dana's gonna give you the call.
Looking at UFC 314 though, so I'm looking at now. Obviously, cancelled is the Jeff Neal Carlos Prates fight. Some good fights on this card. Yeah, Rodriguez, Patricia Pitbull. Yeah, you got Silva versus Bryce Mitchell, Chan and Pimlet, and Volk Lopez. It's a really good card.
Even some of the prelims as well. I mean, you guys spotting
Looking at the prep,
Dominic Reyes is spotting Jim Miller. Like,
Sounds like so.
I got Miller's fighting. What is the fight you are looking forward to the most? Looking forward to?
outside of Volk.
Yeah, like you're taking both into consideration. Like, it will be a great fight, and you like, can't wait for it. But that's also a Aussie speaking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Outside of Volk, I'm really excited for this Bryce Mitchell and Juan Silva fight.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen the press conferences?
not a lot.
So Bryce Mitchell, you heard what he said about Hitler and that a few weeks ago, right? Not the smartest human. So he came out talking about, he made his apology video, and saying that he needs to beat Silva for Jesus, that Silva is consumed by the devil and all this stuff, right? But then they had their press conference. Bryce Mitchell also believes the earth's flat. Okay, that'll make sense in a second. Press conference comes around, Gene Silva brings out a globe, and he's pointing to the globe, like, making fun of Bryce Mitchell, saying that, the earth's flat. He starts, like, barking at him, like, they're going back and forth, right? He gets the crowd chanting.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, it's this whole thing. There's a bit of beef going on. Bryce Mitchell makes a video saying, I need to beat him for Jesus, like, turning it into this whole religious thing. So I'm quite excited for that one, because I feel like they genuinely don't like each other.
In Christianity, we believe it's very out good. Sure.
Well, he also thinks it was a good person.
Like, I don't know what he's on about. He's really contradicting himself. But yeah, right.
I think that's a great fight. Silver's very entertaining.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. But I was looking forward to Pimlet Chandler as like, I think it's just gonna be funny.
Who do you have in that one? Pimlet? Okay, boom.
I'd take it.
I like it. I've talked to a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make coconut things.
Well, they had Chandler, but they also had the Chandler beat Oliveira.
I think Chandler's stupid.
Yeah.
Paddy's he comes off as a person who's very stupid himself, like random and stuff, but he's very calculated in the octagon.
When he's fighting, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think his personality is a little bit big.
But I'm saying he comes across that way as well.
Yeah.
In the octagon, he's very calculated. So I reckon it's going to be Pimlet.
Yeah, I'll go Paddy in that one as well.
Well, I can't wait for UFC 314. I'm deathly nervous for Lopez and Volk. I really hope Volk wins. If he doesn't, don't know what I'll do. I'll both cry.
Yeah, I love it. Lopez does look really good though.
Sorry.
He looks so good.
Yeah, no, I'm so nervous. He can't get knocked out. As long as he doesn't get knocked out.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think if Volk can make it past round 3, the first 2 or 3 rounds, then I reckon he's got it in the bag.
Yeah.
I think it just depends. It all comes down to his chin. How does his chin hold up? If he had 2 bad, you'd have to know. So
that's what I'm looking forward to. This will wrap up episode 5 on the podcast. It's been really good. It's going pretty good. Coming out on Wednesday. We are filming this on the Monday because I'm away.
Yeah.
Fly out tomorrow morning. This will still come out on the Wednesday like normal. Obviously, if you're watching this, it has already come out on that Wednesday, but we thought I'd let you guys know that this is a Monday event, so if something happens in the next 2 days, we're obviously not going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything that happens Tuesday, Wednesday, we normally say it, we'll just cover next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah. This is going to wrap up pod number 5. It's been great. We keep going. We did a little bit of a wrap up from here. We did the start bench cut.
Yeah.
We talked about the NBA as a whole, the Grizzlies, the head coach situation that I'm absolutely livid about. I'm viewing the Bulls and the Bucks and how sold out for the Bucks and where Yaz is going to look to go. He has said openly, I want to leave if we're not championship contender. Looked into UFC, a couple of cancellations, what we think is going on there. Probably next week we'll talk more into 314, our predictions, what we think is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
That'll be more next week. But yeah, we hope you enjoy this video. If you do, give it a like. Give us a comment as well on your own start bench cuts. We want to hear about what your own thoughts are, who you have in the start bench cuts. And subscribe for more, whether this is on Spotify or YouTube. We also have an Instagram account at Off the Bench Pod. Give that a follow, where we will post our reels and stuff. Yeah. Anything else we need to mention?
No, really, follow the socials, like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe, let us know who you think.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
See you.